AWS environment. Okay. AWS resources can generate events when their state changes. For example, just now I've told you that EC2 is going to change from pending to running. So that is something which is event from Cloud Watch service perspective. You can generate custom application events as well. Okay. So if you are running some application and if you want to capture certain events regarding that application, maybe the health of that application, you are using some custom metrics for that. Okay. So you can even create your own custom application level events, and that can again be published to the CloudWatch. Target. Now, what do you mean by target in CloudWatch? A target processes your event. Okay. So, example, target include EC2 instances, Lambda, SNS. Now, for example, if the state changes for my EC2 instance, I want to get notified. Okay. If my EC2 instance changed from, let us say, running to maybe stopping or something or terminated, I want to get a quick notification. So in that case, the target can be the simple notification service. Okay. It can also be SQS service. Now, what do you mean by rule? A rule matches incoming event and routes them to target. So which events has to be forwarded to the target? That has to be defined in the rule. Okay, so which target it should be. So how it is going to know that to which target it has to be forwarded? So that will come in a rule. A single rule can route to multiple targets. So for example, if my EC2 instance is getting terminated, I want the notification as well as I want to do some other stuff as well. Okay, so I want to use some other options as well. So there can be multiple targets, all of which are processed in parallel. And this enables different parts of an organization to look for. So simple example, SNS. So I will send that SNS to multiple people. It is not just for me, so that multiple department can maybe processing them as per their interest. So this is what a CloudWatch event rule is. Here, each time a new instance is created, the AWS Systems Manager runs script command C. In this example, they have read this first. In the last example, CloudWatch event rule is created. And what is that rule? Each time a new instance is created, the system manager run command script is run on that instance. Let us see. See, this is the rule. Create a CloudWatch event rule. Each time Amazon EC2 auto scaling launches the EC2 instance, then what has to be done? Then run a specific AWS system manager run command script on that instance. So this is what actually the event is. Okay, so this is the target. This is the target. What is the target? That this document has to be run onto it. And the source, this is the EC2 instance in that case. And together it is something which is a rule in your CloudWatch. CloudWatch logs, we have seen it yesterday. What CloudWatch log does? Collect, configure, collect, and analyze. Let us see. You can use CloudWatch log to monitor, store, and access your logs from various services. Now, these services can be EC2 instances, CloudTrail even, Route 53, and other resources. You can then retrieve the associated log data from CloudWatch log. You can monitor your log in near real time for specific phrases, values, or pattern. I want to just find out specific phrases, maybe errors. Okay. So I want to find out the word error in my log file. So you can have that filtering option as well. So same thing. You could set an alarm on the number of errors that occur in the system log. For example, I have defined that if it is more than 5 times or something, if more than 5 errors are happening in my, are coming in my log files continuously, then I should get some alerts, right? So you can also weave graphs that visualize the latency of web request from application. So again, this is very important. You can then view the original log data to see the source of the problem. Log data to be stored and accessed indefinitely and stored externally to EC2 instances. You can think of the process of log analysis as having three different phases. The first is configure. Okay, so this is the configure. Decide what information to save and for which service. For custom services, choose the file format, even the delimiters and the fields. So that comes in the configure. You are going to decide what to store. Okay, what information to store. Then comes collect. Instances are provisioned and removed in a cloud environment. You need a strategy for periodically uploading the server's log file so that this valuable information is not lost. This is very crucial. For example, let us say this EC2 instance got created using auto scaling group. Okay. Now you know what auto scaling group is going to do. It is going to launch as well as terminate the EC2 instance. Now you have configured this CloudWatch service, right? And now this CloudWatch service is supposed to collect the logs from these instances. Now it should get created in such a way that before this EC2 instance now auto scaling group is, let us say the load is low or something, and this EC2 instance is going to get stopped. But before that, the log has to be stored in the CloudWatch. So this is something what is the strategy for periodically uploading server's log file so that its valuable information is not lost when an instance is eventually terminated. Analyze. After all the data is collected, it is time to analyze it. And using log data gives you greater visibility into the daily health of your systems. It can also provide information on upcoming trends in customer behavior, insight into how customers currently use your systems, and so forth. Okay. Now, these are the functionalities related to your cloud log, automatically collecting logs from various services like EC2 instances. You just need to configure and it is automatically going to collect. Now, that log will be stored in log groups that we have seen yesterday. Even it is capable to configure matrix filter on the log group so that you can search for a specific string or pattern in that log group. Querying logs and creating visualization. So whenever you see the visualization word, okay, so see there are logs and from that logs you want to create some visuals, maybe some graphs or something. So in that case, this CloudWatch Insight service will come in picture. Cloud Log Insight. Okay. CloudWatch alarm on log filter matrix. So use CloudWatch alarm to report on out of bound conditions discovered in log file. So this is the CloudWatch log. It is holding the log stream, for example, HTTP access log in a log group. Okay, in a log group that log stream will be stored. And then we can configure some alarms there. For example, if the 404 count, okay, so 404 generally goes for some errors, right? 404 error. If that error is greater than maybe some particular number, maybe 5, maybe 6, something, then alarm has to be created. And then IT support ticket has to be generated. So this is something which we have a sort of automation here, right? So everything is happening automatically. See, now the CloudWatch log group, which is the name HTTP access log, contains aggregated log data. And that is something which is the stream. And the log data is collected by CloudWatch agent that are installed on one or more instances. So yesterday I have talked about that agent, right? Unified CloudWatch agent. Yeah, actually, it is used for detailed monitoring. And yesterday we have differentiated between basic monitoring as well as detailed monitoring. Now, administrator creates a custom CloudWatch filter on the log group. And you just want to filter for 404 page not found error. बहुत सारे लॉग क्रिएट हो रहे हैं, उसमें से आपको सिर्फ क्या सर्च करना है अभी 404 पेज नॉट फाउंड एरर. So that can be done through matrix filtering option. Okay, you will have a metric filtering option, and using that you are just filtering those events. Fine. Then each match increment the CloudWatch metric. So however number of counts are there, it will going to tell you the number. Fine. The administrator then uses the metric to trigger the CloudWatch alarm when the 404 count matrix exceeds a specific value. And when the CloudWatch alarm is triggered, a notification is sent to some IT support team. Now, this log is having a specific format. Although it is not that crucial to understand the format of the log at this point of time, maybe, but still it is very easy to understand that. Now, this is the example of that HTTPD log, which was captured in the last example. Okay. So how will be the format? Percentage H. Now, this H stands for host IP address. So, see below, it is 127.0.0.1. Then percentage L, it is something which is optional. So sometimes it will not be available. So you can see the dash here. Okay, so this dash indicates, see, below also you will see everything. It is the identity of the client machine. Now this information is typically not available, which is indicated by dash. Fine. Then comes percentage U, which is for the username. Here it looks like Marcia. Then we are having percent T. So that is the time and date stamp. Okay. Then percentage R, type of the request, whether it is the get request, put request, whatever request. So that can be indicated over here. Okay. And so forth. Then this is the byte, I guess. Okay. The last number is byte. And this 200, let me just check what exactly that 200 is. I've just forgot. Status code. Very good. It is the status code. So status code 200 means it is a success. It is not a fail one. So this is the status code. Percentage S is the status code. Percentage R is the request. Percentage T is the time. And percentage B is the size of the object. Okay. So that is in bytes. So that's why it is B. Now these CloudWatch filter patterns. Multiple terms are allowed in a filter. But see, if I want to filter something, it is case sensitive. If I want to, let us say, filter error, okay, and that errors in the log are happening in capital E. Let us say the error in the log file is something this, okay, and in my filter option, I'm just using, let us say, this error, okay, then it is case sensitive. So metric filters are case sensitive. Okay. Create a metric for all the result with the string HTML anywhere in the request and any HTTP 400.06 client error something. So see, you are just generating something like this. Okay. That's all. So nothing was that much deeper here. Okay. Because we had already covered lots of things yesterday. And I had even demonstrated you whatever was possible. Now there comes a lab. Now this is for you. You are going to perform this lab. Hopefully Monday is our last session. Okay. Monday is your last day for the Cloud Practitioner Essential. This restart. Last day for your restart will be on 11th. Okay. So you can perform this lab, take your time. Canvas access will not be taken away immediately on the 11th. Okay. So probably they will wait for your exams to get completed. I think you have not started your exams yet, right? So in my morning batch, almost 50% participant have appeared for the exam and they have cleared it as well. Okay. So I'm hoping the same thing from you. So lots less participants are there in this training. Okay, I don't know what is the reason, but the strength is very less here. But whoever is there in the training, I want this Delhi batch to be 100% successful in clearing the exam as well as getting a job as well, clearing your interviews as well. So for that, okay, so first priority is exam and second priority will be your interviews, right? And it will be very helpful if you perform all the hands-on labs, especially for your interviews, I will say, not for a cloud practitioner essential exam. I'm very sure you are going to crack that exam. Okay, folks. Now, what is the task in this lab? 4 tasks are there. Okay. How to use systems manager run command to install CloudWatch agent. So yesterday even we have seen that in order to collect the logs or the metrics, I will say metrics, okay? And those are the custom metrics. For example, memory utilization or disk space utilization. Okay, so this will not come under the basic monitoring. In this, detailed monitoring is enabled. And for that, we want something which is known as CloudWatch agent. Now, are you going to install this agent manually every time your EC2 instance get created? No need, right? So what we can do, we even can use some automation here that whenever my EC2 instance is about to get created, whenever it is going to get launched, okay? So at that time, the systems manager, we have seen earlier, right? Systems manager run command. So that should install the CloudWatch agent on my instances. That can be done, right? To install the CloudWatch agent on the instances, then monitor application log by using CloudWatch log and monitor metrics, because you know CloudWatch log is used to collect the log as well as metrics, right? So you can monitor the application log as well as your system metrics by using this CloudWatch logs as well as CloudWatch metrics feature. Create real-time notification by using CloudWatch events. Now remember, this CloudWatch events is known as event bridge. Now, yesterday I have shown you event bridge. The advanced version of that is something event bridge. Not only that, when you go to that service, CloudWatch event, it is automatically going to take you to the event bridge. You can track infrastructure compliance using AWS config. I want to, and we have seen it multiple times, right? So what a config is used for? It is used to check the compliance requirement on your resources. For example, I want that only encrypted, I will say all, there is a rule or there is a compliance requirement that all elastic block storage volumes has to be encrypted. Okay. And if not, that will be considered as a non-compliance. I can configure the rule in my AWS config to find out. See, now elastic block storage volumes has to be attached to the EC2 instance maybe. Okay, it is not necessary. They can be just available as well. But if I run this rule, config rule, it is going to check how many EBS volumes are there in my account and how many are encrypted. If the volumes are encrypted, then it will be considered as the compliance. But if the config rule finds something that, let us say there are 10 elastic block storage volumes that are not encrypted, then that will be considered as non-compliant. Okay, that will be considered as non-compliant. And there are multiple rules as well, as I have shown you earlier. So if I just go to config, so there are rules. If I add rule, I can use AWS manage rule as well as I can create my custom rule as well. So if you go to this managed rule and if you just select for elastic block storage maybe, so probably here you will see. See, EC2 EBS encryption by default, or this encrypted volume, something has to be there. Checks if attached Amazon elastic block storage volumes are encrypted and optionally are encrypted with a specific KMS key. The rule is non-compliant if attached ABS volumes are unencrypted or are encrypted with a KMS key which is not supplied in the parameter, right? So this rule checks if Amazon Elastic Block Storage is encryption enabled by default. The rule is non-compliant if the encryption is not enabled. What is the basic difference here? The basic difference here is that here it is just using the default encryption. Okay, but here either you can use the default encryption or you can use the encryption using the KMS as well. So if I want to enable this rule, I can simply select this rule. I can select next. Okay, so this is the default one. I will not be doing anything for that. Okay, so this is the frequency. Every after 24 hours or whatever time I am going to mention here, it is going to check. So it will not be the real time one. Immediately it is not going to tell me, right? So after that frequency, it is going to check. Okay, so this is what the compliance rules are. Track infrastructure compliance by using AWS config. Monitor your applications and infrastructure. So again, task 3 and 4. Use the systems manager run command to install CloudWatch agent. Monitor application log. I think the same thing they have repeated here. Okay. So you are collecting the metrics and then you are aggregating those in the CloudWatch dashboard and some events and some triggers. Let us see what exactly that lab is. From here, it was not that clear. So let us go here. Okay. The ability to monitor your application and infrastructure is critical for delivering reliable, consistent IT services. And this lab shows you how to use CloudWatch metrics, CloudWatch log, CloudWatch event, as well as config. Don't miss this lab. Do it properly. Okay. After completing this lab, you will be able to use Systems Manager run command to install CloudWatch agent on EC2 instances, monitor application log using CloudWatch agent and CloudWatch logs, monitor system metrics by using CloudWatch agent again and metrics, create real-time notification by using events, and track infrastructure compliance with AWS config. Okay. So I want you to perform this lab. Let us see whether it is the command or it is the graphical. I think it is the graphical user interface here. Okay, fine. Some scripts are also there. So try to perform this lab. If you understood what exactly this lab is doing, so step by step, it will be very clear to you. You are going to use, even you are going to just filter on some patterns. We have just seen what is there in that log file, right? So accordingly, you are going to filter some metrics there, going to send the notification and so forth. Okay, try to do this lab and let me know on the last day whether it is possible or do you have any problems. Now there is one KC. I want you to perform this KC right now. Okay, number one. Which AWS service feature monitors a metric and sends alert when the metric changes? Yes.
B.
Is it B?
Third.
CloudWatch metrics or alarm? Yes, which is the correct one? I guess it is alarm, because alarm is going to monitor your metrics, right? And once it is triggered, it is going to send you the notification. I think it is the CloudWatch alarm, not metrics, not alerts. Definitely not CloudTrail. CloudTrail to sahi galat hai. Okay. So the option has to be from this one. So the question is, who is going to monitor a metric? Is the CloudWatch metric going to monitor the metric? No, it is the alarm that I have shown you yesterday, right? When CloudWatch, when CPU utilization is, let us say, more than something, it was the alarm. Next, where
S3.
do you store? Yes, S3. Very good. S3. And let me tell you, it will be in .gz format. ये हमेशा compress होते हैं. Okay. All the logs are compressed. Let me see whether I'm having any S3 bucket so that I can show you that as well. So if I just go to my S3 service, I'm having a bucket which is storing my cloud trail logs. See, this is the bucket. It is storing my cloud trail log. Now these logs are stored in specific, I guess, no, it looks empty. Yeah, here is the log. So this is the folder AWS log. In that folder, you can see my another folder, which is the account number. In that, you can see the Cloud Trail folder once again. And then here you can see region-wise folders, region-wise folder. Now, for example, I want to see US West 2. This is how your Cloud Trail stores the logs. US West 2, this is my Oregon. Then comes year 2023, September. Okay. And now this is the day-wise log. 1st September, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and so forth. Today is 8 maybe. So, see, these files are in .gz. GZ. So, if I just try to open it directly from here, you will see something like this. Okay. It is in JSON. It is difficult to read this one, right? It is very difficult to read this one. You can always use, you can download this file and then you can parse it with some third party log monitoring tool, maybe Splunk. You must have heard about Splunk tool, that is very popular. So you can use Splunk to read it in a human readable format as well. So this is what your CloudTrail logs are. Okay. We have diverted little bit, but yes, which service can be used to store CloudTrail log? So that was the S3 bucket, and that too in compress form. Which parameter indicates a change in the AWS environment when creating event in CloudWatch? Come on. Yeah. Is it A? Yeah. Okay. Fine. Event. What is a name value pair that is used for identifying metrics in CloudWatch? What is that which is used to identify your metric? It is dimension. Yes. So yesterday we have seen it. Instance ID is a dimension, right? If I want to monitor a particular instance, so that can be identified using the dimension. So it could be the instance ID and the value for that. Very good. Which type of log can be queried with Athena? Okay, so we have not seen this Athena yet. Okay, it has not even come. We are going to talk about that. It is for Cloud Trail log. Okay, folks. So just now we have seen in my account, these are the buckets. Okay. And just now you have seen that these buckets are holding this file. And if I just open this file, it becomes very difficult to read it, right? It becomes very difficult to read it, this file. But now you know what happens when we are going to see that Athena can run SQL query on such data. Okay. Athena can run SQL query on these CloudWatch, CloudTrail logs. Fine. So that was the KC. Now let us see what is next. Now we are going to start with the CloudTrail. I think I've already shown you that CloudTrail, but let us go in a little bit detail of that. Okay, let us start. We have seen it earlier. It is used to monitor user activities. It is a auditing tool, right? Users kya kar rahe hai, kaun sa action, which resource got created. So all that will be tracked using the CloudTrail. So let us see one by one. CloudTrail is a service that logs, continuously monitor and retains account activity that is related to the action across your infrastructure. It records application programming interface calls from most AWS services. It supports for a growing number of, there are multiple services, okay, which we are creating. And when those resources are getting created, they are capable of sending the, your CloudTrail is capable of capturing those activities. Automatically pushes log. Now this CloudTrail service automatically pushes log to S3, and that I have shown you right now. Will not track event within an EC2 instance. Now what exactly this line means? What exactly this line means? Now what actually CloudTrail is doing? Now if somebody has created the EC2 instance, try to understand the difference. Try to understand the difference. Let us say I have created this EC2 instance. So that will get captured in my CloudTrail. Okay, that will get captured. Who has created this EC2 instance, in which region, in which availability zone, which key is used for that. Okay, so all that details, what is the public IP address from which, or what is the source IP address from which this EC2 instance got created, that will get tracked. Okay, but now what it is not going to track, now let us say this is the EC2 instance, Linux machine. Okay, and then let us say you have used the mkdir command here and you created, let us say, data folder. So this activity, although some user is doing this, but it will not get tracked in the CloudWatch. Okay, because this is not the activity which is happening on your console. It is happening, it is not happening in your AWS maybe. It is happening inside that EC2 instance. Okay, so those will not get captured in the CloudTrail. I hope it is clear now. It will not track the events within an EC2 instance. Example, manual shutdown of an instance. If somebody has manually shut down the instance. Now, what do you mean by manually shutting down the instance? Yes, anybody? So if you go to EC2 service, see. Okay, let me quickly create one instance. Let me use Linux as usual. P2.micro. Let me select key pair. Let it be everything as it is. Even I don't need this anyway. Let me launch the instance. Now this activity will get captured. Okay, now not in real time. लेकिन जब हम फिर से अभी CloudTrail में जाके मैं देखने वाली हूँ, you will see that this demo instance got created by whom? By this root user. Okay, what is the access key ID associated and from which IP address it happened. So it is just going to tell which IP address, my public IP address. Okay, so if I just go to Google and find out public IP, my public IP address. Okay, so today my public IP address is this. Now, what I want to tell you, now I have just created this EC2 instance, right? So who created? I created means who created it? My root user. So I will see that my root user has created this EC2 instance, which demo. At what time and what day today? Okay, but it will be the UTC time. So now, right now it is, let us say, almost 3:45 something. And today is 8th of September. And today is, let us say, Friday. So at this date and time, root user has created this EC2 instance in which region? Oregon. In which availability zone? US West 2B. And which IP address he has used for that action? He has used 117.202 something. And whether it was through programmatic access or console access, this is the console access. So that is the API. So this activity will get captured. But now, let us say I just select the option connect. Let me connect to that instance. Okay. And now I can use the command shut down -h maybe and now. Now this is going to shut down my EC2 instance. Okay. This is going to shut down my EC2 instance, but this activity will not get captured in the cloud. This is what they are trying here. Okay. So for example, manual shutdown of the instance. This is what I mean by manual shutting down. But if this EC2 instance, I've selected it, now see it is shutting down. Okay. Now if I select this and I go to instance state and maybe I force stop or start or maybe terminate, whatever I have done. Okay. So see, it has shut down. So have you observed something, folks? When you use the shutdown command, although I'm just a little bit diverting from the topic, but see, this is something which you should note. अभी अभी मैंने क्या किया है? मैंने शट डाउन का कमांड दिया है ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम के अंदर से. ओके, यहां से मैंने शट डाउन का कमांड दिया है. बट व्हाट हैपेंड हियर? It got stopped. You got it? So which action is related? If you shut down the instance from within the operating system, what will be its state? It will be stopped. But you know, we can even change this state. Okay, we can change this state. Let me tell you, because अभी बात निकली है बातों बातों में, तो वो भी बता देती हूँ. So see what actually I mean by that. If you launch the instance, यहाँ कुछ options होते हैं आपके एडवांस डिटेल्स में. See, this is why it is showing you stop. जब मैंने ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम को शट डाउन किया तो क्या हो रहा है? EC2 इंस्टेंस स्टॉप हो रहा है. लेकिन अगर ये ऑप्शन में यहां लेती हूं, ओके, सो इन दैट केस व्हाट विल हैपन? इफ आई शट डाउन द ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम, अभी शट डाउन कमांड देके जो किया है वो क्या हो जाएगा? टर्मिनेट हो जाएगा. What is the default nature? Default nature is stop. I'm pretty sure nobody is going to ask this question. This is asked in very high level examination or maybe the sysops examination. This is the most probably asked question in the sysops administration examination. But I think it is clear. किसी को कुछ problem नहीं है ये understand करने में भी, आपको कुछ problem नहीं, right? So this is what they are talking about. Okay, fine. Manual shutdown of the instance. Okay, so this is what I did right now. Cloud trail example. So अभी अभी हमने देखा क्या होता है. So if I just take you to the cloud trail. What is the tagline? Track user activities and your API uses. So if I just go to event history, this is the free one. ये जो इवेंट्स यहां दिख रहे हैं ये कहीं भी स्टोर नहीं होते हैं. Got? Try to clearly understand the difference. Whatever events I am getting right now, okay? So ये event कहीं भी store नहीं होते हैं. That will be stored for 90 days. Automatically वो overwrite किए जाते हैं. But if you want to retain this log, you are having some option. You can download this as JSON or CSV file maybe, or if I just download it as a CSV file. Let me just download it as a CSV file. So it got downloaded in my CSV file. Later on, just hold on. I can use Athena. Okay, so जो अभी next topic हम देखने वाले हैं, we can use Athena to run some SQL queries. Okay, let it get downloaded. It will take time, right? Because it is a big file, last 90 days file. I can't do anything. Let it get downloaded. Meanwhile, let me see if I can show you certain things. I want to show you. Just hold on. I saw it last time, but now it is not showing me. Okay. Now see, the instance which I have just created. Okay. So if I just go here, now it is showing me, as we have already seen, this is my IP address. See, 117.202.282. And it is showing me the same thing. See. Yes. 202.282. Yeah. So who was the user? Root user. What was the event name? Run instances. Which service was used? EC2. Access key ID associated with my root user is this. My source IP address is this. Okay. And it was created in US West 2. And was it read only? No. And if you see, you are going to see all the details of that instance. Which key pair I have used, which what is the instance ID, which network interface is associated, what is the AMI ID, in which VPC it got created, then which security group is associated with it, okay, in which subnet it was created. So all that details, and if you want those details in JSON, which are easy to parse by the application, you can even have that information. See, T2.micro was created and so forth. All the detailed information got created. Initially, it was pending, and now maybe it has already been started as well. Okay, but initially it was pending. So who terminated? So I have shown you who created it. But similarly, you can even see who terminated the specific instance. Who changed the security group configuration? Is any activity coming from unknown IP address? What activities were denied because of lack of permission? So ये सभी चीजें क्लाउड ट्रेल कैप्चर करता है. Configure a trail. The steps to configure a trail. Now we have already seen. This is the basic trail which I was showing you. Okay. This is the basic trail. It will not get saved anywhere unless and until I just download it. But now if I want to retain my logs, and most probably, yes, you need to retain your log for long duration. In that case, you need to create your trail. Okay. So you need to create. Let me just delete this, or let it be there. I guess I will be using it for my Athena later on. So create trail. Now let us say this is Delhi trail something. Okay. Now see. Do you want it to enable for all accounts? So not really, because I don't have organization with me. I just have a single account. So no, I don't want to go for it. So do you want to create a new S3 bucket, or do you want to store it in the existing S3 bucket? So once the log is going to get saved, okay, so it will create a bucket name with this bucket. Now, do you want to encrypt that log? If yes, so do you want to use the new key, or do you want to use your existing KMS key? I don't have any key with me. Okay. And neither I want to encrypt it. So do you want to go for integrity check as well, file validation? Agar yes, to ye select kar sakte hai. So it is going to calculate the hash value of each and every log file. And if at all some changes are made in that file, then you will get notification. Okay, sorry. See, now here is the option. Do you want to send these logs to CloudWatch as well? So if you enable this, it will save it in the log group. Just today we have, and yesterday even, we have talked about this log group, right? So do you want to save it in the log group? Yes. So log group already created. Hey, yeah, you want to create the new log group. Okay. So this will need permission, because see, one service is communicating with another service. Cloud Trail and Cloud Watch, these are the services which will communicate with each other, and that will need permission. Service to service communication, and that will be role and so forth. Okay. So this is what we can create a trail. So if I simply select next here without, I am not going to create it entirely. Okay. Now it is asking me which events do you want to capture in that bucket. Now, is it the management related events which capture management operations performed on the AWS resources? Do you want to capture data events, log the resource operations performed on or within a resource? For example, within a resource. S3 bucket create की है, ये management event में आएगा. लेकिन S3 बकेट के अंदर ऑब्जेक्ट अपलोड किए हैं, ऑब्जेक्ट डिलीट किए हैं, वो आएगा डेटा इवेंट. सो डू यू वांट टू कैप्चर द डेटा इवेंट एज वेल? इनसाइट इवेंट, indefinite, identify unusual activities, anomaly detection. सडनली ये एग्जांपल बार बार मैं देती हूँ. सडनली रात को 1 बजे hundreds of EC2 instance got created. ऐसा पहले कभी नहीं हुआ था. So that will considered as unusual activity. So that can be captured using this insight events. Okay. So do you want to capture all these things? You can select. If you just want to capture, let us say, data event, you can even select data event. Okay. So which is the destination now? Where do you want to keep it? For example, I want to put it in the S3 bucket. So you can just select the name and so forth. Okay, so this is how you can create your trail. But now that trail will remain there. Now see, this is the one I have already created earlier. So this will remain there unless and until you delete it. And what is the disadvantage, you know? The storage size. because here your data is getting stored in CloudTrail, and as you know, it is going to capture each and everything, and your storage will increase, and accordingly you are going to pay for that storage. Okay, so this is what the CloudTrail is. Configure new or existing S3 bucket, define a trail to log desired event, all management events, or maybe data event or insight. Create the S3 bucket, topic to receive notification. Configure CloudWatch log, turn on log file encryption. So ये अभी मैंने सब आपको बताया. Okay, all these options I have just shown you. So these are related to your cloud. Now this is how your cloud trail will look like. I have shown you for my EC2 instance, right? So this is the example. User identity, who took the action. So here you can see test S3 user took the action. Who is the user? Test S3 user. Event time. When did that happen? Okay. So it is showing me the date and time. This is the one. 23rd September 2018 and this time. What is the event source? An indication of whether the action was done through the console, AWS CLI or API. Okay. So you will find it here where it is showing you. So it is console. Okay. It is the console. signing.amazonaws.com. Okay. But what is the action? What has done? Just hold on. हुआ क्या है यहाँ? I see some user got created, I guess. Okay. Some user got created. I am user. Just hold on. I'm not able to find it out exactly. Request is there from that user, but for what? That I'm not able to figure out. Probably here it will show. This example shows the response event section of the same log file entry. Whether the user has used multi-factor authentication, no. Response element, console login failure. Okay, it is finding out the invalid login attempt. Okay, क्या हो रहा है? User login कर रहा है, but probably password गलत हो रहा है, इसलिए failed authentication message जा रहा है. Okay, so just think that a certain user, ये failed authentication event root user के लिए आ रहा है और लेटर से hundreds of failed authentication event आए. इसका मतलब है कोई ना कोई root user का user name और password guess कर रहा है, right? So this is something you can check it from the CloudTrail entries as well. Okay, login attempt for a different sample log entry. The login attempt is unsuccessful. Okay, CloudWatch logs and CloudTrail is used to detect potential unauthorized use. Other examples which can be used here. These are the one. Identifying a suspicious launching of AWS resources, detecting unauthorized access, monitoring failed console login attempt, especially sign-in attempt from a suspicious IP address again. So in the above example as well, you can see from which IP address it was happening. ये login fail हो रहा है, definitely. But from which IP address, even that will get captured here somewhere. I don't know whether they have shown that page or not. But yes, even that will get captured. कौन से IP address से ये activity हो रही है. See, this is the one. 54.240.217.10. कौन से region में ये हो रहा है? US East 1. Okay, so that was the CloudTrail. Okay, let us proceed now. Now it is AWS service integration with Athena. Just hold on, it is not responding. Am I audible, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Computer, I think my computer is not responding. Just hold on. Okay. So let me start with this Athena. Okay. Let us start AWS service integration with Amazon Athena. As I already told you, Amazon Athena is capable of running SQL queries on the S3 bucket data. Query data from the S3. It is used to analyze data in S3 by using the structured query language. Handles Amazon Athena characteristics. It can handle large scale data sets with ease. It is serverless. The service itself is serverless. It avoids need to extract, transform, and load, which is the feature of, I will say, your relational database, right? So if you want to run the SQL databases, you need to do all these things, extracting, transformation, as well as loading. That is not required here because it is the serverless service. You only pay for the queries that you run. Athena automatically runs queries in parallel, so most results come back in second. To use Athena, point to your data in Amazon simple storage service, define the schema, and start querying by using structured query language. Most results are delivered within second. You do not need complex ETL jobs. Athena makes it easy for anyone with SQL skills to quickly analyze large data scale. Now, Athena is going to work with various data formats, including CSV, JSON, optimized row columnar, ORC, Apache Avro, Apache Parquet. Athena is ideal for quick and ad hoc querying. However, it can also handle complex analysis, including large joins and arrays. That is the feature of your relational databases, right? It uses S3 at its underlying data store, which makes your data highly available and durable. It is serverless, so there is no infrastructure to manage and you only pay for the queries that you run. You can quickly query your data without needing to set up and manage any server or data warehouse. And Athena enables you to query all your data in S3 without needing to set up complex processes to ETL. It is fast, interactive query performance. Athena automatically runs query in parallel, so most results come back in seconds. So at very high level overview, it is something like this. Your data is in bucket and you are just giving the SQL queries to Athena, which is going to run on the bucket data, and then you will get the result back. Okay. So you should be aware of the SQL commands as well. So just like select from and whatever commands we were using, those commands we will be using on the S3 bucket. Result will be displayed in the Athena itself in query editor. However, if you want, you can also download the result in CSV file. Also, you can create a client to access Athena and run SQL queries programmatically. For an example of such client written in Java, okay, so they have given some sample codes as well. Service integration with Athena. So Athena can be integrated with CloudTrail logs, load balancer log, as well as VPC flow log. So in short, this Athena is going to run SQL queries on your logs. Because see, all these services, CloudTrail, load balancer, VPC flow logs, they are capturing the log files, right? Okay. You can enhance your analysis of AWS service activity. You can automatically create tables for querying CloudTrail logs directly from the CloudTrail and use those tables to run queries in Athena. Okay. You can query application, load balancer, virtual private cloud flow logs as well. Please read it once. Okay, that's all. Okay, I will give you a quick demonstration of this Athena service. So let me see. I think I'm already having a bucket created with the CSV file already uploaded onto it. Let me go there. At this certification level, we do not need to go in much detail. So whatever we have seen in the presentation, that much information is sufficient. So for example, okay. What I will do, this bucket is there, SEMA 5000. I will just upload one CSV file into that bucket. Okay, I will not use those logs because the log files are very big. I will just be showing you this shortly. So I will just going to upload, add file. And what I will do, I will just upload the CSV file. And these are the sample CSV file. Folks, when I deliver training for the corporate companies, for example, you can see Ernst and Young, Mind, Body, Nice, whatever. So usually I just go for post assessment. So for their post assessment, depending on their level, okay, the severity or the questions will differ. But I have just taken this simple one, which is the Cloud Practitioner Essential training post assessment. Okay, let me see you as well. So fine. So I have uploaded this file. It is in CSV format. Let me upload. So this file I have just uploaded. If I open it, it will not get open. It will simply get downloaded because it is in CSV format. Okay, it is not the normal file. It is the CSV file. Now I will be running some, and for your information, let me show you how that file is so that you will understand whether our query is running properly or not. So I have used this file, right? Okay, so see, first of all, I have defined the columns. So first column is question. Then second column is option A. Option B, it is MCQ. Option D, option E sometimes option F, G, as well as H. Then comes the answer type. Now, whether the answer type is single or multiple. Sometimes, you need to select the two answers, select two or something, select three. So in that case, it is multiple. And if once it is done, then the correct answer. If it is multiple, then I am providing the correct answer. And then the participants are immediately getting their assessment result as well. Fine. So this is the assessment format. So for example, first question, see, it is very simple. What type of storage an S3 is? Is it block storage? Is it file storage? It is object storage. Okay, three options are there. Single answer, and yes, answer, you know it very well. It is C. It is object storage. So fine. Anyway, this is the CSV file, and I am going to run, and I have even shown you the columns, right? So I'm going to run the SQL query onto it. So I have uploaded this file. Now what I will do, I will go to Athena. Serverless Interactive Analytics Service. I think I have used the same one initially. Okay, what I will do, I will go for this create and create table from data source. And where is my data source? My data source is the S3 bucket. So let me just give some name. Let us say it is choose the existing database or create a new one. So let me create a database. Let me name it. Let us say it is Delhi database. Now it is asking me data set. Where is my data? So I will browse to the S3 bucket, and as I have shown you, it will be Seema 5000, right? So let me select this one. Lots of buckets in my account. I need to delete it. Fine. File format, it is the CSV file. Okay. And now let me just define some column details here. That is required. So what I will do, see, I'm doing it manually. But if you are using the glue service, okay, we are not going to see the glue service in this section, in this entire training. There is Amazon glue service. So if you are using this Amazon glue service, it is automatically going to create these tables for me. Okay. But right now I will just be using this one. Now see, my first column was question. So if I just go to that files, I don't want to make the spelling mistakes or something. Let me just quickly see it. What was the first name of the column? It is questions. Okay, questions. So I have used it as questions, and let it be string only because most of my data is in string format. So let me use the option string, add another column. Now it was option A. Again, let it be string. I think now you got it what I'm doing. So if you are using glue, you are not going to do that. And you must have find out why I have not used that log files, because otherwise it would have been very difficult for me to define this one. Option B, string. You cannot have space between these two words. Okay. So the format is not supported. I cannot use option space B. It is going to give me error later on. Okay, let me not give other column. I will straight away go for answer type. Again, string. And the last option is my answer. Again, it is string. Fine, that's all. I have not used all the columns, but I think it makes sense. Keeping everything as it is. Okay, let me just click the option create table. Okay. So it should not have even this character. It doesn't support dash, hyphen. Okay. So I have created this table. Okay. So as I told you, use glue there. If especially the files are big. This is just for my demonstration. Fine. And now we can run query. Now, if I just go here, see, it is showing me everything, whatever I have defined, the table, right? Questions, option A, option B, etc. So now I will go to query. Let me use one. For example, select star from. Demo. Sorry, what is the name of our table? It is not demo Athena. Just hold on. Sorry, I have selected wrong database. I should have selected this. Fine. Now it will show. Okay. So my database selection was wrong. And now it is showing me Delhi data. And because I am using the same file. Okay. So don't worry. So now I will go for the query. Select star from Delhi data. Okay. Select star from Delhi data. Delhi data is my table. So you are familiar with this command. It is the SQL command. Now let me run it. And see, it is showing me that one. Okay. So it is the SQL command which is run on this table. And now you can see everything. The questions. If I just scroll, it should show me option A, option B, etc. Okay, whatever is there in the file, the entire file has been stored. So for example, I want to run another query. Let us say select answer type from, again, Delhi data. Okay, I just want to go for answer type column this time. So let me run it. What happened? Anything wrong here? Semicolon is not necessary here, I guess. Let me give it. No, semicolon is not there. I think something is wrong. Let me try with other option. In line 1. See, it executed properly. Line 1 executed properly. ये मैंने पहले ही रन किया था. ये तो ठीक से रन हुआ है. What is happening? This is not running. Or what I will do, I will just start a new query then. Let me do it. Select answer, maybe answer from Delhi data. Yes, it ran. See, now it is just showing me the answer column maybe. Why it is not showing me entire thing? but it is not giving me any error now. Okay, let me try to run that answer type as well.
Put it in the double quotes.
I think that was the mistake. Anyway, it is not, I think I did something wrong. I don't know. But see, otherwise it should run because the first one run very properly. Let me just do it last time. I will simply use select answer type in quote. Or let me use questions. Okay. Select questions from Delhi data. And you know it should be in quote now, right? So let me use quotes here. See, now it is just showing me questions. Just 50 questions are there. I don't know what is happening. The format is not proper maybe. But anyway, so it is showing me the question. And if I want to limit the search as well. So what I can do, I can use the option limit and maybe 5. Okay, so if I run this one, not MD5, limit 5. See, now it is showing me just 5. Well, okay, 5 questions. So anyway, I'm not at all a database expert, you know it. So my intention here was to show you how this Athena is used to run SQL queries on the S3 data, provided the S3 data is in log form, log files. It can be CSV, it can be maybe JSON even. Okay, it also supports the JSON file. This was the quick introduction to your Athena service. Okay. You are going to use it in your lab, don't worry. Okay, you will be having a good hands-on on that service as well. So now 187 lab, you are going to perform it your own. If you are finding it difficult, I will be helping you. But remember, Monday is most probably Monday is the last day. If you have some queries for me, you can inform it to Beena, okay? And then we can arrange a special tomorrow. Okay, let us see Lucky आज कितना होता है हमारा. Otherwise my plan is that if we cover it Saturday tomorrow, okay, then Monday से class नहीं होगा. Tomorrow will be the last day. That is one option. But I have to, because see, this link which we are using for this training, it is just for I don't know exactly. I have to recheck it. Do you have any WhatsApp group which Beena has created for you? Anybody can you confirm?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so फिर अगर and कल अगर class लेते हैं तो how many people are okay for that, or do you want me to come do it on Monday as the last session? Monday. Okay, let me see. वैसे भी participant बहुत कम है आज. ओके सो एनीवे अगर कल क्लास होता है तो कल का क्लास डे होगा. मंडे क्लास होता है तो मंडे का लास्ट day होगा. But you just need to communicate with Beena. She can arrange a meeting for us, okay, using the same link and maybe the time. Okay, so morning का time भी ले सकते हैं हम उस time, because my morning batch is already been done today. It was the last day for the morning batch. So my morning time is free for a few days at least. So if you have any questions, queries you want, because see, in my morning batch, even I have taken the quizzes, the questions and everything. I don't think it is possible for me to complete it entirely on Monday. At the most, it can get extended till maximum Tuesday. The reason, what we are going to do once we are done with this one, see what things are remaining. Right now, we are just going for this lab, right? Organization tagging will not take much time. That I'm going to create complete today itself because ये सब theory वाले concept है. Okay? Even this resource tagging overview. So I am pretty sure कि ये सब चीजें आज होने वाली है. The thing is that it is possible कि cloud formation बच सकता है हमारा. So cloud formation I will cover in the next session. Okay? And then the cases. So folks, what I want you, first two cases I will do for you. Okay, ये जो cases है ना, don't miss those cases. What I'm saying, this one. So first two are really difficult, scenario based. Where that cases are, ये Linux कैसे आ गया बीच में? This one I'm talking about. Okay, 195 and 196 are really difficult. We will take it in the session. But apart from that, these are the simple. I don't think anybody will have any problem. So what you can do, folks, you can start submitting these cases. 197, 198, 199, unless and until you are submitting all the cases. And see, these are having higher marks. These are marks. 10 points means 10 marks. This is having 51 marks, 11 marks. Okay. So ये बाकी के केसेस का तो कुछ प्रॉब्लम है नहीं है, आप आराम से इसे करोगे. ओके, वंस सम दिस बिलिंग एंड सपोर्ट, ये टॉपिक अभी हमारे नहीं हुए हैं. ओके, बिलिंग एंड सपोर्ट आई हैव नॉट टॉक्ड अबाउट, सो दैट विल बी कवरिंग इन द नेक्स्ट सेशन. सो आई एम सेइंग दैट वन मोर सेशन इज रिक्वायर्ड, बट पॉसिबिलिटी इज दैट ट्यूसडे could be the last day. Okay, अगर मंडे नहीं हो सकता ये पूरा, so we are not in rush, we can just take one more day. But yes, after Tuesday, the possibility is very very less कि class extend हो जाए. Fine. So this is the lab. In this lab, there are 3 or multiple tasks. In this activity, you create cloud trail that audits action taken in your account. You then investigate to determine who made the cafe website, who modified the cafe website. So it is something which is related to the hacking attempt or something, I guess. So आपको सिर्फ ये फाइंड आउट करना है कि आपका वेबसाइट डिफेस हो रहा है, कोई तो भी वेबसाइट चेंज कर रहा है, एंड देन यू आर गोइंग टू फाइंड आउट यूजिंग दिस क्लाउड ट्रेल लॉग. Okay, so a good lab. Okay, so the thing is that this is the thing you are going to do in the real environment, right? अगर कुछ ठीक नहीं हो रहा है, कुछ अच्छा नहीं हो रहा है, सो वो कौन है, किसकी वजह से ये हो रहा है, ये these are something which are the real time environments they have created for you. So I want you to go for this lab. यहाँ कमांड बिल्कुल ही नहीं है, I guess everything is using graphical user interface, so it will not take much time. Okay, but do it mindfully. सिर्फ blindly step read करके नहीं जाना है. Okay, so just read every step what is happening and accordingly you do it. Take your time and do that lab. Okay, so now let me go for manage resource consumption overview. So here we are going to talk about lots of services, organization, billing and cost management, tagging, cost management, best practices, trusted advisor once again, support plans, as well as knowledge. Okay, so all the services, all the things are very important from your exam perspective. Okay, so this is just the introduction. And now what we will do before starting this topic, AWS organization, let's have a break. Okay, Let's have a 15 minutes break. It is 4:40 now. Okay. So after the break, I will start with this organization concept. Again, very interesting, and I will make it very simple for you. The organization. No demonstration. Theory is there, but I will make sure that it will be clearly understood. Thank you. So see you after 15 minutes, and don't miss your attendance as well at your usual time 5. आपको attendance देना पड़ता है, so just fill up your attendance as well. Okay, see you after 15.